The psychology behind Sigma males is often misunderstood. Many people assume Sigma males intimidate others because they're aggressive, arrogant, or trying to appear superior. But psychology suggests something much deeper. In reality, Sigma males often intimidate people without even trying. They don't seek power. They don't demand attention. They don't walk into a room trying to dominate anyone. Yet somehow, people still feel uneasy around them. Why? Because Sigma males possess certain psychological traits that are uncommon in today's world, and those traits naturally make others uncomfortable. Let's break down the strange psychology behind why Sigma males intimidate people. 1. They don't need anyone's approval. Most human behavior is influenced by approval. People adjust what they say, how they act, and even what they believe based on how others might react. Sigma males don't operate that way. They don't constantly seek validation. They don't need everyone to like them. They don't change their personality to fit into a group. And this creates a strange psychological effect. People are used to influencing others through approval and rejection. But when someone doesn't seem affected by either, it becomes difficult to understand them. The Sigma male isn't trying to be rebellious. He's simply comfortable being himself. But to people who are heavily influenced by social acceptance, that level of independence can feel intimidating. Because it represents a kind of freedom they rarely see. 2. They stay calm when others become emotional. Most people reveal themselves emotionally under pressure. Stress creates reactions. Anger creates reactions. Conflict creates reactions. Sigma males often respond differently. Instead of reacting immediately, they pause. They observe. They think. This calmness can make others uncomfortable. Why? Because people expect emotional feedback. They expect anger when they're angry. They expect frustration when they're frustrated. But when the Sigma male remains composed, it disrupts those expectations. Psychologically, unpredictability creates tension. And a calm person in an emotional environment often feels unpredictable. Not because they're dangerous, but because they're operating on a different level of control. 3. They observe more than they speak. Most people reveal a lot about themselves through conversation. Sigma males don't. They spend more time observing than talking. They watch body language. They notice inconsistencies. They pay attention to behavior patterns. Meanwhile, they reveal very little about themselves. This creates an imbalance of information. People feel like the Sigma male understands them better than they understand him. And that naturally creates discomfort. Human beings tend to feel safer around people they can easily read. Sigma males are difficult to read. And what can't be easily understood often feels intimidating. 4. They are comfortable with silence. Silence makes many people uncomfortable. When conversations pause, people rush to fill the gap. Sigma males don't. They're perfectly comfortable sitting in silence. They don't feel pressure to speak constantly. They don't talk just to avoid awkwardness. And this creates a unique psychological effect. Because people often interpret silence as confidence. The ability to remain quiet without seeking attention signals emotional security. Sigma males don't need constant stimulation or conversation to feel comfortable. And that level of self-control stands out immediately. Especially in a world filled with noise. 5. They don't chase anyone. Most people pursue attention, approval, relationships, opportunities. Sigma males pursue goals, but they don't chase people. If someone wants to leave, they let them leave. If someone loses interest, they don't beg for attention. If a relationship becomes one-sided, they walk away. This mindset can feel intimidating because it signals emotional independence. People are accustomed to being chased. They're accustomed to having emotional leverage. But Sigma males remove that leverage. Because their happiness isn't entirely dependent on another person's presence. And that makes them difficult to control. 6. They have strong boundaries. Many people struggle with boundaries. They say yes when they want to say no. They tolerate things they dislike. They sacrifice their peace to avoid conflict. Sigma males don't. When something violates their values or peace, they create distance. Not dramatically. Not aggressively. Just clearly. This can feel intimidating because strong boundaries force people to respect limits. And many people aren't used to hearing no without negotiation. Sigma males don't need everyone to understand their boundaries. They simply enforce them. And that certainty commands respect. 7. They don't reveal their plans. Most people enjoy talking about what they're going to do. Sigma males prefer talking about what they've already done. They keep goals private. They work quietly. They don't announce every move. This creates mystery. People naturally become curious about things they can't fully see. When someone shares very little but continues making progress, it creates intrigue. Others begin wondering. What is he working on? What's he planning? What's going on in his life? And that uncertainty can make the Sigma male seem larger than life. Even when he's simply focused on his own path. 8. They can walk away from almost anything. One of the most intimidating traits a Sigma male possesses is detachment. Not emotional numbness. Not coldness. Detachment. He values people. He values relationships. But he also understands that nothing should come at the cost of self-respect. If something becomes toxic, he leaves. If something becomes manipulative, he leaves. If something consistently destroys his peace, he leaves. This willingness to walk away removes fear. And people who aren't controlled by fear are naturally difficult to influence. That's what makes this trait so powerful. 9. They seem self-sufficient. Sigma males project self-sufficiency. They don't constantly seek help. They don't constantly seek reassurance. They don't constantly seek approval. This creates an image of strength. Even when they're struggling internally, they tend to handle problems independently. Psychologically, self-sufficient people often appear powerful because they don't seem dependent on external support. And people are naturally intimidated by those who appear capable of standing completely on their own. Whether that perception is entirely accurate or not. 10. They make people reflect on themselves. This is perhaps the deepest reason Sigma males intimidate people. They act as mirrors. Their independence highlights dependency. Their discipline highlights excuses. Their calmness highlights emotional instability. Their confidence highlights insecurity. Without saying anything, they make people compare themselves. And sometimes what people see in that comparison makes them uncomfortable. The Sigma male isn't intentionally judging anyone. But his behavior naturally exposes differences in mindset. And that's why some people feel intimidated around him without fully understanding why. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. Your support means a lot.